You know, you alluded to earlier the fact that there's lots of things people won't say in person, partly for legal reasons, but also partly for physical reasons. And both the legal and the physical constraints are removed in the virtualized world. And that does seem to produce an unbelievable flowering of pathological commentary. And then I really do believe that that makes everyone think the world and the people in it are a lot worse than they really are. Because it magnifies the effect of this tiny minority, especially the sadists, you know. It's been so interesting to me to watch your concept of dark triad expand to take into account that positive delight in suffering, because I don't think you can really understand like radical evil by merely making reference to narcissism and instrumental Machiavellianism and even psychopathy. You need pleasure in suffering to really add that last, you know, nail into the coffin, so to speak.
Yeah, one interesting goal we had was to try to find the female sadists on all four of these components. We've male score higher, and even in sadism, we figured there's the mean girls phenomenon. We all have this sense that women can be nasty in different ways, perhaps. And so we tried to develop items, especially with my colleague Erin Buckles at the University of Winnipeg. She's working on this. And so is Tracy Vaillancourt at Ottawa U. They are looking at relational aggression. So women may use different ways, not physical or less physical, and gossiping, for example, spreading lies. There are a few others that exploit the verbal abilities of women and allow them to be nasty to people that they think deserve it. And so those people are working actively on trying to get a measure of sadism that would apply to women even more than to men. Because
I wonder if that would involve pleasure in exclusion. You know, I mean, it's definitely the case that, well, if you use time out on a child, one of the reasons it works is because it's technically a punishment. It produces something akin to pain, but the pain is essentially social. It's involuntary social isolation. And so if you exclude someone, which is what the mean girl types do, right? That's their primary, this reputation destruction and exclusion seems to be their particular bailiwick. You see that with female antisocial behavior. And there is a pain associated with that, which is the pain of social rejection. And it's not trivial. Like, it's very, very hard on people. And so you could imagine that positive delight in observing the fruits of social exclusion might be a canonical characteristic of female sadism.
Yeah, that's a good idea to focus on that, because we know that male friendships are more based on common interests. Female friendships are more of a bonding, an emotional bonding, and therefore the exclusion tactic would be much more devastating for women.